Hello friends, happy Holi from English Minds. Holi, the festival of colors, is a profound metaphor for harmony, renewal, and ethical consciousness. It transcends mere celebration, urging us to embrace intellectual vibrancy, social cohesion, and moral responsibility. As we immerse ourselves in its hues, lets us recognize Holi as an emblem of equity and empowerment. It is a moment to reaffirm our commitment to gender parity, inclusivity, and human dignity. True festivity lies in fostering mutual respect, thoughtful engagement, and the dissolution of societal barriers. May this holy inspire intellectual curiosity, scholarly pursuit, and ethical living. Wishing you a holy enriched with wisdom, enlightenment, and unity. Today we will discuss on Galsworthy Top 500 Most Important Series, Part 1. In which year John Galsworthy born? Option B 1867. John Galsworthy was born on 40th August 1867 in Kingston Hill, Surrey, England. Surrey, England. Next, Galsworthy won the Nobel Prize in Literature in which year? Option C 1932. Galsworthy was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1932 for his distinguished contributions to prose fiction, particularly the Forsyte Saga. However, he was in poor health and unable to attend the ceremony. Next, which of the following is Galsworthy's most famous work? Option A, The Man of Property. This novel, published in 1906, is the first book in the Forsyte Saga, which remains Galsworthy's most famous and influential work. It critiques materialism, social hypocrisy, and the Victorian class system. The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. By T.S. Eliot, published in 1922 and has no connection to Galsworthy literary style. The Power and the Glory, written by Graham Greene, and published in 1940. It explores themes of Catholic faith and political corruption. The Return of the Native, written by John Nobel, written by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy, published in 78 and it's unrelated to Galsworthy work. So option A is correct answer. Next, the Forsyte Saga mainly explores themes of option C, wealth and moral decay. The Forsyte Saga critiques Victorian materialism, depicting how wealth and property ownership led to moral conflicts, particularly through Soames Forsyte characters. Industrialization and social change partially correct, not for 100%, but not the central theme. While industrialization impacts the Forsyte family, the saga primarily addresses social transformation through the lens of family and property rather than focusing solely in industrialization. Religious play title it's not to no role to the Forsyte Saga as Galsworthy primary focus on the social structure and personal ethics. So option C is correct answer. Next, Soames Forsyte, a central character in the Forsyte Saga, represents option B, the spirit of Victorian materialism. Soames Forsyte embodies the Victorian obsession with wealth, property, and social status. He sees his wife Irene as part of his possessions, reflecting the materialistic and patriarchal nature of the era. Galsworthy works are socially realistic and critique Victorian materialism and legal injustice. The Forsyte Saga, in his most significant contribution, depicting the clash between wealth and morality, his themes focus on class struggle, property obsession, and moral dilemmas, making his works crucial for literary and sociological studies. Galsworthy Nobel Prize recognition in 1932 solidified his place among the great English novelists, though he was unable to receive it due to his illness. Next, which novel is the first part of the Forsyte Saga? Option B, The Man of Property. This novel, published in 1906, in the first is the first in the Forsyte Saga, introducing the Forsyte family and their obsession with wealth and property. Too Late is the third and final novel. Final novel in the Forsyte Saga trilogy, 1921. In Chancery, this is the second novel of the trilogy. Second novel, published in 1920. It continues the Forsyte family's conflicts. The Silver Spoon, this is belong a modern comedy, a later continuation of the Forsyte saga. Next, the Forsyte saga consists of how many novels? Option C, 9. The Forsyte saga, 3 novels, and a modern comedy, 3 novels. End of the chapter, 3 novels. Next, which work is not written by John Galsworthy? Option D is correct answer. The Heart of the Matter was written by Graham Greene. in 1948, exploring Catholic guilt and moral dilemmas in West Africa. Loyalties. This is a play by Galsworthy published in 1922, dealing with anti-Semitism and class prejudice in British society. Strife in 1909, play by Galsworthy, it explores labor strike and industrial tensions. The White Monkey, this is the first novel in our modern comedy trilogy in 1924, continuing the Forsyte family story. So option D is correct answer. Next, John Galsworthy is best known for his role as a option C, social realist novelist. Galsworthy's work, particularly the Forsyte Saga, focus on social realism depicting Victorian materialism, class conflict, and justice issues. Next, which play by Galsworthy deals with a strike in an industrial setting? Option C, Strife, published in 1909. In the play explores industrial unrest, portraying a bitter strike between workers and employers. It examines both perspectives, highlighting the rigid class structure. The Silver Box in 1906 focuses on judicial inequality, contrasting how a rich man and a poor man are treated differently for similar crimes. Loyalties. This play focuses on anti-Semitism and class bias, not labor strike. Justice 1910. A play critiques the harsh British prison system, not industrial conflicts. So option C is correct answer. Unlike modernist contemporaries, Joyce, Woolf, Virginia Woolf, James Joyce, Galsworthy used traditional narrative styles while offering sharp critiques and capitalism and class privilege. His works remain essential for understanding early 20th century British society and literary realism. Next, the play Justice criticized. Option C. Option B is correct answer. The legal system. The play exposes the harsh treatment of prisoners, especially first-time offenders, and the dehumanizing conditions of solitary confinement. Next, Galsworthy's literary style is characterized by option C, realism and social criticism. Galsworthy is known for his detailed depiction of upper middle class society, legal injustice, and moral dilemmas, making him a social realist. Next, who was the original publisher of the Forsyte Saga? Option B, option C, William Hanneman was the original publisher of Galsworthy major works, including the Forsyte Saga. Next, Which of the following novel is not part of the Forsyte Saga? Option D. The Old Wives' Tale. This 1908 novel by Arnold Bennett. It is not related to the Forsyte Saga. Indian Summer of Forsyte. This 1918 interlude is a part of the Forsyte Saga, focusing on the final days of old Johnian Forsyte. The White Monkey. This is the first novel in a modern comedy, 1924, the second trilogy in the Forsyte Chronicles. Swan Song. This is the third novel of in a modern comedy, 1928, continuing the Forsyte story. Next, Galsworthy's play Loyalties is about option B, racial prejudice. Loyalties 1922 critiques anti-Semitism in British society, focusing on the unjust treatment of a Jewish character, Ferdinand D. Lewis. Next, who is the heroine of the Forsyte Saga? Option A, Irene Forsyte. Irene is the one of the central characters of the Forsyte Saga. She is married to Thomas Forsyte, but leaves him due to his possessiveness nature. She represents emotional depth and individual freedom, contrasting with the materialism of the Forsyte family. Charisma, evidence. She is the protagonist of Thomas Hardy, far from the madding crowd. And Catherine Ansaw, she is tragic heroine, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Emily Bronte. And next, she is a central character, Thomas Hardy, the return to the native. The return of the native. Next, what is the name of the sequel to the Forsyte Saga? Option A modern comedy. This is the second trilogy following the Forsyte Saga, continuing the story of the Forsyte family into the modern era. It includes The White Monkey, The Silver Spoon, and Swan Song. Next, which work of Galsworthy was depicted into a successful television series? Option C, The Forsyte Saga. This novel series was adapted into a highly successful TV drama in 1967 and later in 2002, showcasing the lives of struggles of the Forsyte family. The Island Pharisees. This was one of Galsworthy's early novels but did not gain the same level of recognition as the Forsyte Saga. Next, what was Galsworthy's profession before he became a full-time writer? Option B, lawyer. Galsworthy studied law at Oxford and was called the bar in 1890. However, he never practiced law and instead turned to writing. His legal background influenced plays like Justice. Next, the novel Indian Summer of a Forsyte served as option C, a bridge between the man of property and in chancery. This short novel in 1918 explored old Julian Forsyte's reflection and emotions, serving as an interlude between the first and second part of the Forsyte Saga. Next, which of these characters is not part of the Forsyte Saga? Option D, Stephen Dedalus. This is character belongs to James Joyce. James Joyce. A portrait of the artist as a young man and Ulysses, not Galsworthy's work. Old Jolyon, he is patriarch of the Forsyte family and plays a significant role in the man of property, especially in his relationship with his son, young Jolyon. Soames Forsyte, he is the central character in the Forsyte saga, known for his possessiveness over his wife Erin. Fleur Forsyte, she is the daughter of Soames Forsyte and plays a major role in the latter novel, particularly in To Let. Next, John Galsworthy died in which year? This is typo error. John Galsworthy died in 31st January 1933 on Grove Lodge, Grove Lodge, Hampstead, 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 was an English novelist and playwright, winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1932, and his birth date 14th August 1867, where Kingston Hill, Kingston Hill, Surrey, England. At the age date at death 16, 5 years. Next, which of the following was a major influence on Galsworthy's writing? Option C, the realist tradition. Galsworthy works are deeply rooted in realism, depicting the lives of the English upper middle class and addressing social issues like legal injustice and property obsession. The Gothic revival, Gothic literature characterized by supernatural natural elements and medieval settings did not influence Galsworthy's writing. Victorian morality. So he works to critique Victorian social structure. He does not uphold strict Victorian morality and aesthetic movement. This movement led by the figure like Oscar Wilde, Walter Peters, focused on art for art sake, whereas Galsworthy was more concerned with social realism. So option C is correct answer. In the Forsyte Saga, who is Soames Forsyte's wife? Option B, Erin, Becky Sharp. She is protagonist of William Makepeace Thackeray. William Makepeace Thackeray, Vanity Fair. Vanity Fair. And Elizabeth Bennet. She is the heroine of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And Tess Daredevils, tragic heroine of the Test of the Daredevils. Urbevilles by Thomas Hardy. So option B is correct answer. Next, which of these is not a theme in Galsworthy's works? Option C, colonial expansion. Galsworthy works focus on British society rather than colonial issues, unlike writers such as Rudyard Kipling. Social injustice. Galsworthy plays and novels often critique at the legal system, class disparity, and the rigid social structure of England. Psychological realism. His works explore the inner conflicts and motivations of his characters, particularly in the case of Soames Forsyte. Family conflicts. The Forsyte family internal struggles, generational tensions, and moral dilemmas form the backbone of the Forsyte Saga. So option C is correct answer. Next, The Silver Box is a play about option B, class injustice. The Silver Box 1906 is a play about options B, class injustice. The Silver Box is a three-act play explores social injustice and class disparities through the lens of a missing silver cigarette box. Cigarette box, highlighting the contrasting treatment of a poor man and a wealthy man accused of the same crime. The play revolves around a theft of a silver cigarette box from a wealthy man's house. Mr. Barthwick, a wealthy man whose silver box is stolen. Thomas Marlowe, the butler to Mr. Barthwick, who reports the theft to the police. Two poor men, one of whom is accused of stealing the silver box. Theme: social injustice. The play exposes the disparity in the legal system where a poor man is harshly punished for a minor crime, while a wealthy man is treated in leniency for the same offense. Class disparity. Galsworthy uses the play to critique as stark differences in social standing and the resulting inequalities. Corruption. The play also touches on the corruption with the legal system and its impact on the lives of ordinary people. The butler, Thomas Marlowe, reports the missing silver box to the police. The poor men are arrested and harshly treated, while the wealthy man is treated with leniency. The play culminates in the courtroom scene where the injustice of the legal system is laid bare. Through the silver box, Galsworthy highlights the need for a more equitable and just society where everyone is treated fairly regardless and their social standing. The play was written in 1906, a time of significant social and economic inequality in England. Next, Galsworthy's early novels were published under the pseudonym. Option A. John Sinzon. Galsworthy initially wrote under this pseudonym before publishing under his real name. His early works, including From the Four Winds 1897, bore this name. George Eliot, the pseudonym of Mary Evans. N. Evans. Henry Fielding. He was the 18th century novelist known by Tom Jones. Tom Jones. Joseph Conrad. Conrad was the contemporary of Galsworthy but did not use this name as a pseudonym. Next, which of the following is not a characteristic of Galsworthy's plays? Option A. Satirical humor. While Galsworthy's works are critical of society, they lack the biting satire found in the play of Shaw and or White. His tone is serious and moralistic rather than comedic. Next, what is the central conflict is in the Forsyte Saga? Option B. Family versus personal freedom. The saga explores the struggle between the Forsyte family's rigid tradition and individual desires, particularly in Soames and Erin troubled marriage. Who was Galsworthy's lifelong partner and wife? Option A. Ada Nemesis Pearson Cooper. Ada was originally married to Galsworthy's cousin but later became his wife. Their relationship inspired many themes in the Forsyte Saga. Next, which Galsworthy novel is about a middle class family's decline? Option D, end of the chapter. This trilogy, published in the 1930s, follows the later generation of the Forsyte family and their decline in influence, making the final phase of the Forsyte Chronicles. The Forsyte Saga was completed in option C, 1922. The last book was not yet published. John Galsworthy's The Forsyte Saga, which is actually a series of novels and interludes, was completed in 1921 with the final installment in two lists. Published that year, and the collection was first published under that title 1922. The Forsyte Saga is a series. It is not a single novel, but rather a collection of interconnected stories focusing on the Forsyte family. The main novel of the saga are The Man of Property 1906, In Chancery Chancery 1920, and Too Late in 1921. Interlude 2, also Awakening Awakening and The Indian Summer of Foresight. Indian Summer of Foresight. The collection was first published under the title The Forsyte Saga in 1922. Next, Galsworthy's modern comedy is option B, a sequel to the Forsyte Saga. A modern comedy 1924 to 1928 continues the Forsyte family story, focusing on Fleur Forsyte and the next generation. Next, Galsworthy's The Island Pharisees Critiques. Option A, religious hypocrisy. The novel criticized and self-righteousness moral superiority of the British upper classes, drawing, on the biblical Pharisees as a metaphor. Criticized the hypocrisy and self-deception of England's powerful elite, particularly their disregard for social issues and the plight of the poor. Next, the Forsyte Saga mainly critiques which social class? Option B is correct answer. Bourgeois. Critics The saga critiques and materialism, legalism, and moral rigidity of the British bourgeoisie, especially through the character of Soames Forsyte. Next, Galsworthy's justice played a significant role in reforming option A, the prison system. Justice 1910, Justice 1910 highlighted the brutal treatment of prisoners, particularly first-time offenders. The play influenced reform in the British penal system, leading to changes in solitary confinement policies. The novel The White Monkey belongs to the which Galsworthy series? Option B, a modern comedy. The White Monkey 1924 is the first novel in a modern comedy which continues the Forsyte story into the next generation. Who is the central character in the Soames Forsyte Saga? In the Forsyte Saga, not Soames. Option C, Soames Forsyte. The saga revolves around Soames Forsyte, his obsession with property, his troubled marriage with Erin, and the generational conflict in his family. Next, which of the following works was Galsworthy's first novel? Option C, The Island Pharisees, published in 1904 under the pseudonym Johnson John. This novel was Galsworthy's first exploring themes hypocrisy and social critique. Next, what is the primary conflict between Soames and Erin Forsyte in the Forsyte Saga? Option B, love and possession. Soames sees Erin as part of his possessions, while Erin seeks emotional and personal freedom, leading to a tragic breakdown in their marriage. Next, the Forsyte Saga is primarily set during which period? Option A, Victorian era. 1937 to 1901. The Forsyte Saga spans from the 1880th century to the 1920, covering the late Victorian era and the early Victorian era. However, since the Victorian era 1837 to 1901 form the dominant backdrop, it is most accurate choice. Next, in which novel does the character Fluid Forsyte appears? Option B, The White Monkey. Fleur Forsyte, the daughter of Soames Forsyte, first appears in Too Late 1921, the final novel of the Forsyte Saga. However, she plays a major role in The White Monkey 1924, the first novel of a modern comedy. Next, Galsworthy's A Modern Comedy consists of how many novels? Option A, 3. The White Monkey 1924, The Silver Spoon 1926, Swan Song 1928. Next, what is the title of the last novel in the Forsyte Saga? Option D, Too Late. The Forsyte Saga is a trilogy consisting of The Man of Property 1906, The In Chancery 1920, Too Late 1921, final novel of the trilogy. Swan Song and The Silver Spoon belong to a modern comedy. modern comedy. Galsworthy's work often highlight which issue? Option C, social injustice and class conflict. Galsworthy was a realist writer who exposed social injustice, class divisions, and economic inequality. Justice 1910 criticized the prison system. The Forsyte Saga critiques the bourgeois obsession with property and social status. Next, the Forsyte Saga was adapted into a famous television series by which network? Option B, BBC. The Forsyte Saga was adapted into a highlight successful TV series by the BBC in 1967. The series starred Eric Potter and Soames Forsyte and became an international hit. It was later adapted in 2002 by ITV, but the BBC version remains iconic. Next, Galsworthy the Silver Box contrasts the lives of option A, the rich and the poor. The Silver Box 1906 highlights class inequality through a stolen silver cigarette box. A rich man's crime is overlooked, but a poor man is punished harshly for the same offense. It critiques the British legal system and social injustice. Next, second last question today. What themes is central to The Dark Flower 1913? Option C, the stages of love in the man's life. The Flower is a novel about love at different ages in the man's life. It explores youthful passion, mature love, and old age desire. The protagonist struggles between love and societal expectations. Next, which of these plays by Galsworthy deals with anti-Semitism? Option B, Loyalties. Loyalties 1922 is a powerful drama about anti-Semitism in British high society. A Jewish businessman is falsely accused of theft, revealing hidden prejudice. The play explores discrimination and class bias. And last question today: which narrative techniques does Galsworthy frequently use in his novels? Option B, omniscient narration. Option B, omniscient narration. Galsworthy employs omniscient narration, giving a detailed, realistic view of multiple characters. This allows deep insights into the thoughts, emotions, and social conditions of the Forsyte family, unlike James Joyce and or Virginia Woolf. Galsworthy does not use stream of consciousness. The Forsyte Saga was first adapted by BBC 1967. The Silver Box critiques class injustice. The Dark Flower explores love at different life stages. Loyalties addresses anti-Semitism. Galsworthy primarily used omniscient narration. So, I hope you like this video. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, like, share, and share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to press the bell icon for latest update. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for more informative content and make sure to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. See you in the next video. Thank you.